Hello, my name is Jason Pollock and I am a web developer with Envision Digital. Today I'll be showing you a quick tutorial on how to turn a banner from something like this into this. What I'm going to do for this tutorial is build the same banner underneath so you can see my step-by-step process and how I got there. So first I am going to add a new section. With this I did create a full width section, so I'm going to click there. And I also used the full width slider. The reason I went with that full width slider is because on a different page I do have different backgrounds alternating, and I actually copied that over to this page. So I'm just going to delete that first one there. I'm just going to add in our text real quick since it's super simple. You can see that this text and font does not match this example. I'm going to get to that in a second, but first I want to focus on this background portion. So I'm going to open up this one tab that I did create for it, and I'm going to go down to background. You can see I have a color right here. I'm actually going to remove that for now, and I'm going to add my background image. This is where you can add any background image. This client specifically loves flowers on her website, and I'm going to add this background. Yep, that's actually the same one, so that's cool. So you can see now we're getting there. We're getting there, but I want to have it just a little less, so I might put a little filter on that. Maybe white, overlay that, and turn down the opacity a ton. Just a little bit. Does that do much? But it helps a little bit. And now I'm going to go create this little background section. So we have this overlay here. I'll use text overlay, and you can see now that we have that an overlay there. For this example, we do have it as white, but then we do have the opacity down to something like this. Then we have rounded corners just to go with the theme of the website. So we're going to change that border radius. So now you can see we are starting to match it a little bit more. The button's still different, but we have our background. Actually, our background doesn't really need that filter, so I'm just going to take that off. And that will allow for this text overlay background to pop a little bit more. So before I get to the button, I'm just going to work on the text. So I'm just going to save that real quick and go back in. I'm going to go over to title text, and we actually want this to be an H1. Let's see here. The font, I do want it to be black. And then that's pretty big, so I'm going to take that down a little bit. Maybe to something like that. Looks pretty close. And then for the body text, I'm going to do the same thing. Some black there. I actually want to change the font, so I think it was this dancing script. Yep. And then that looks to be a little light, so I'm just going to put some bold on it. There we go. So you can see things are starting to match up a little bit more. This background or text overlay is a little bit lighter, maybe too much opacity there, so I'm just going to turn this back up a little bit so you can read the text nice, but you can still see a little bit of the flowers underneath. I'm just going to save and exit out of that real quick. So you can see in the matter of 5 minutes, we already went from something like this to something like this, which is already a big improvement, but we can continue to improve. So I'm going to go into here and let's do make the custom button. So I'm going to go over to button and use custom styles. And I want it to match the other buttons of the site. So what I've been doing that is making the background this purple. I usually don't like to mess with borders on buttons, so I'm just going to leave that out. Change the radius up. And then the text color, I do want white. I think that text could be a little bit maybe semi-bold. Oh yeah, Okay, I don't want the icon, but you know what I do want? I do want a hover action. So I'm going to click on this hover action icon, go to hover. I want that to be pink. So when you go and click on the button, it turns pink, like so. I think that looks nice. Actually, my top one didn't do that, so maybe I have to change it on the actual page. So you can see that we have that hover feature there now. Things are looking similar, but there's a lot more spacing on the top and bottom of that, so I'm going to fix that up. The full or the actual slider, and I'm going to mess with the spacing there. So I'm going to go here. I'm just going to zero things out since there is some weird spacing on this website and start that over. Let's go 2 EM. So that's already starting to open up a little bit. I don't want it to be too big. You can see that's kind of similar. A little bit more heavy on the white there. So I'm actually just going to go back to the opacity for that specific slide and change that up. Just lower it just a little bit. You can see that. That's pretty similar. All right, in under 10 minutes, we were able to copy that pretty quickly. But the point of this is, you're going to be building something different, but these concepts can relate to anything. If you want to have a background overlay on an image that's in your banner, or you want to have your sizing of your banner a certain size, how to change up your button styling to match your website. These are all good concepts that you can use across any website and through any builder. I'm specifically using the Divi builder, but I can do this in Elementor if I wanted to as well. It's all the same concepts. So you can see, here we go. We turned this about page banner, went from something like this to something nice like this. And I'm actually, I'm just going to delete this top section and use the one that we just created. Just delete. Boom. I like that. That looks good. I'm going to save my draft. If you have any questions, please leave them in the comments below. I'm super available to answer any web development or marketing questions. Other than that, I hope you have a great day, and I'll see you in the next one. Thank you.